Today I'm going to be attempting to draw PewDiePie versus COCO MELON in 24 hours. Let's get into it. So I spent the first few hours just figuring out what I was going to do and planning it out. And eventually I settled on having Felix with his samurai armor from the COCO music video in the foreground, then his Gundam robot but on a much larger scale in the middle just behind him, and then for the background I was planning on adding some buildings that I found were iconic from some of his more recent videos. So once I got it laid out, we were a few hours in and I decided to start inking this side. I was pretty much just going over with really thin lines and trying to add as much detail as possible because I haven't really worked at this big of a scale before for this amount of time, so I didn't have much of an idea of how much time I was going to have for each stage. Now with the Gundam robot, it won't be 100% accurate. I tried to add a few more details on it, and I just found an image off Google of what it looked like. It might not be the same one because there are a lot and they varied quite a bit, so it could have been a completely different one, but I feel that it fit in quite well, so if it is different, then let me know in a comment down below. So now moving on to the background, I started off with the tambourine tower and a floor gang building with a brofist and the PewDiePie chair on top. A Among Us character with the classic PewDiePie stripes along it. The furnace house from his hardcore survival Minecraft series. And finally the iconic IKEA tower from the original Minecraft series. Okay, so it was around this time that I found that the COCO MELON diss track video had been removed by YouTube, so I didn't actually have many references for the samurai armor as I'd like to, so I had to do it from memory and the few Google images that I found of it before it was deleted, so it may not be 100% accurate, but I feel that it turned out quite well. Now with Felix's face, I did mess up a little bit, so I had to shadow in under his eyes and then edit around his mouth a little bit just to make it look a little bit better because, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't look great. Okay, so now I move my focus onto the second side of this piece, where we would have COCO MELON. I ended up deciding to go for the standard COCO MELON head, but then having a kind of alien monster kind of creature coming from the back of it. And I also decided to have a big moon in the center with the tambourine tower going right up to Okay, so now we're just going in, adding a bunch of buildings. I'm not the most confident with drawing buildings, but it's good practice to have this amount of time to do it. So yeah, just adding a bunch of filler-in buildings because I still had quite a bit of room left, so just adding a few more buildings will add a little bit more detail and a bit more perspective on how big this is at the minute.